Howdy, folks. It's Doctor McFarland on a Tuesday. I did have some taco type stuff for dinner tonight. Hopefully you had something for dinner. And if you went hungry, then I'm sorry. Come on to my place. We'll give you some food. All right. Make sure my volumes are okay. So in recent weeks, really, I guess in the last month, let me look at my, I feel like this is kind of loud a little bit. Or maybe just turn my headphones down so I don't hear it myself as much. That's pretty good. In recent weeks, I have discovered that I can right click on the RME TotalMix and I can essentially, let's see, what am I doing? I'm listening through headphones 1, so I can right click and tell it to copy, mirror output phones 1. And then I can go paste that on any other output that I want. And then since I'm using outputs 3 and 4 for my loopback channel, that allows me to adjust any fader, compression, EQ, whatever I want, and know that you're going to be hearing the exact same thing on your end that I'm hearing in my headphones. So I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out, but since I did, it's a good little setup. It's very easy. The RME UFX has 4 mic pre's with 8 additional line inputs. That's actually a little bit more than what the UA Apollo setup was giving me, essentially. Because with the Apollo X4, I had 4 inputs there, and then I daisy chained an Apollo X8, I think, for what was it? An additional 8 pre's? No, sorry, the X8 only had, maybe it was the X8P, I'm not sure, but it only had 4 mic pre's. So that was a total of 8 mic pre's, which is fine. But then you had 8 line inputs, but really it was only 4 line inputs because the first 4 mirrored the first 8, or sorry, the first 4 or the 4 XLRs inputs on the back of the X8P. So, and then you could still have another ADAT input on top of that. So I essentially had 16 XLR inputs with an additional 4 line inputs. I didn't like that. Plus the swapping in and out of the plugins and adjusting everything on the console. I just didn't like that. So I do like the TotalMix software overall. It's pretty easy to use. If I want to go in and EQ something, I can go turn on this EQ, maybe do a little high pass filter kind of stuff. So check. I rolled that off. I can roll off even more. Check, 1, 2. Check. So you can hear all the bass coming in. Then there's the bass rolled out. So that makes it pretty good for shaping the sound on the way in there. I could probably raise some high end if I wanted to. It's a little too much, I think. Something like that. Just a little lift on the top end. Maybe about 8 or 9K. Let's do about 8K. An 8K lift, if you will. Something like that. And I could even make it a peak. Yeah. I like the shelf. The shelf is fine. So that's just a little example of how powerful the TotalMix software is from RME. All right, so I've been seeing a trend here lately of YouTubers really working hard on the clickbait titles. It's pretty annoying to me. I made the title of this live stream something similar, only to make a point. I don't like all that high end on the. Let me turn that down a little bit. Maybe just a little boost, about 3 dB. All right. So when people say, "Is the iPhone obsolete in 2024?" Like skank face, ooh, or is the capo dead? The capos are dead, man. Let me tell you all about how capos are dead. This is a really cool capo I found off of Reverb. Not Reverb, off of Facebook. You can buy these from FranklinGuitarStraps.com or something. But essentially, it's a way to slide up and down a capo with your thumb, which is really, really neat. Let me adjust this camera just a little bit there. Got some other stuff in the way. Andrew is in the house. Oh yes, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about all kinds of gear tonight. All right, so there's a certain key. I can go down another whole step. Right, go down another half step. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I don't have any stops on here. Why not? I do like doing this kind of thing. Let me show you what makes the Helix really cool. Is stuff like this. So I have highlighted my delay. If I want to add it to this switch right here, I can just tap and hold or just touch it. It's going to ask me, do I want to assign it to the block? Do that one more time. Do it a little bit faster. Yes. And now the simple delay is assigned to that switch. I mean, I know it can't do everything like a Fractal can do, or a Kemper can do, or Quad Cortex, all the other modelers out there. But what it does do, it does really, really well. So the Helix floor, HX Stomp, HX Stomp XL, the HX Effects. I haven't messed with the Pod Go. Yeah, the Pod Go. Haven't messed with that, but I'm sure it's perfectly fine. It actually has all the same amps and effects as the big boy Helix floor, just in a smaller package. I think it's made of plastic or something, maybe. I'm not quite sure. But a lot of people tend to use them. It is rather limited in the signal routing, but so is the Kemper. You know, the Kemper, you have an amp and a cab right in the middle of the chain. Then you have the option to add 4 blocks before and 4 blocks after. You know, if you're okay with that kind of limitation, then Pod Go is perfectly fine. Doesn't matter to me. There are people making way more music with a lot less gear and actually making money than most of these guys, including me, that just sit around the studio and collect gear all day. And, you know, I make a little bit of money, but I'm really good at collecting gear at this point, which I need to shift that around. Sounds really good. So what we're going to do is going to make a preset here on the Helix. So let's see here. I'm going to save that. Let's turn this dial. Okay, so what I've done is yeah, that works. As I'm essentially going 12A through D and making those 4 different presets. And then on the bottom, I can have snapshots 1 through 4. Then if I press this switch right here, I can have all my stomps laid out across 10 different switches, really. So it's quite a lot of options there. What up, Great Vanzini? The Great Vanzini. Okay, so there's my guitar sound without an amp, which I know is cool. Let's see what we got here. Andrew Collins, which is our resident Helix connoisseur. No way the Helix sounds just as good or better than the new stuff that's out right now. No way that no way! Exclamation point, comma, semicolon. The Helix sounds just as good or better than the new stuff out right now. Would I like to see them release a new product? Yes. He had the Podgo and then sold it for the Helix floor. What do you think of Gretsch guitars? I'm looking to buy a P90. I've actually never owned a Gretsch guitar. Last week I showed off the new PRS CE24 on the live stream. That's still a great guitar. I'm very happy with that. Tonight I'm playing my Aries neck through from Kiesel, and this neck is just pure butter. Pure butter. It's got the neck through design, obviously, because that's why I said it's the Aries neck through. And yeah, plays great, sounds great. I have a guitar from Reverend, the Air Sonic, that they call them the Nuevo 90. I think that's what they're called. They're essentially a P90 pickup in a humbucker size. I'm not sure how it compares to an actual P90, but it sounds pretty good to me. Thank you, Andrew. I actually showed this one off on the live stream multiple times, but the Great Vanzini Podgo here too. I just started playing with a baby headrush MX5. Yeah, you have an MX5. So I was thinking a lot the last few days, looking at my credit card statements. I'm like, crap. I'm just swimming in other people's money right now. So currently I have the Fender Toemaster Pro, the Helix floor. I have a headrush core that Headrush did send me for free. Then I got a Headrush MX5 I got a few years ago from Headrush for free in exchange for my time and expertise. I have a Fractal FM3. I have a Fractal FC12. I have one of the Fractal expression pedals. And also have an Axe-Fx 3 Mark 1. No turbo, no Mark II, just the Mark 1 option. And it still works really good. And then I have a Kemper Stage with the backpack and the expression pedal. And that is a lot of modeling going on in one room, for sure. And I almost thought to myself the other day, it's like, wow, I'd hate to do it, but I could pretty much just get rid of everything and just keep the headrush stuff. Not because I got it for free, but just because, I know I can get good sounds out of it. And they do exactly what I need to do for recording, for playing at church. And I don't need tons of crazy switching options and whatever else. But then I thought to myself as well, I really do like the Toemaster Pro from Fender. I like the way it looks. I like the way I interact with it, with the knobs and all this stuff. So that's pretty cool. I could honestly do without the Fractal units. I'm sorry. I don't know if they're worth the trouble of learning how to use the units and setting them all up and all that stuff. When the Headrush and the Toolmaster Pro is just so simple to figure out. You don't need any manuals at all. And yeah. Now, since I have been a Line 6 user for the better part of 22 years or so, probably between 20 and 22 years, I started off with the DL4, moved up to the M series pedals, and then got the HX Effects. Had an HX Stomp for a while, but I sold that, and then now I have the HX floor, or the Helix floor. So because I have history with Line 6, and I've used their products many, many times over the years, I do feel like the Helix is a very easy unit to learn. There's really not a lot of manual cracking you have to do to figure out where to push and where to turn and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I like the look of the floor, especially with this the silver finish right here. It's just really nice. So, yeah, so if I had to sell something today, like get rid of one brand just altogether, it'd probably be the Fractal stuff. I mean, I know it sounds good, and it's probably the most powerful options, and really just the most options in general. I can't say the R very well in that word. I don't know why. I know it's really good, but man, I mean, I just don't need all that power, for what I do. Now, I have said before that if I was in a touring band, I would definitely rely on Fractal a lot. I think I like the form factor. I like the ruggedness of the chassis and how everything's laid out, of the foot switches and how it's so customizable. But if you're just doing like blues jams and like basic rock stuff, yeah, I don't know if it's worth the money to sink into all that. Though technically the FM3 was about $1,200. The Helix floor is about 16. Toolmaster Pro is about 16. The Kemper Stage is about 1,500 right now. Headrush Core, they dropped the price down to $799. Let me check Sweetwater real fast. I don't even know if the Core is the same price anymore. It might be. Oh, come on. But after I get off my high horse here about other stuff, we can talk about some Helix options. Headrush Core. We can start building a preset. Yeah, still says $200 price drop, $799. There's a demo available for $719. That's a pretty good deal. And they also have a bundle option for $799. So for the same price, you can get headphones, XLR 1/4 inch, and 1/8 inch jacks or adapters for all your connection needs. So that's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. All right. Do you like in-ear monitors? Yes, I do. I have some in-ear monitors. And sadly, I was wearing them at church and the cable got caught on something and the cable broke. And then now it's going to cost like $100 just to replace the cable. I can't make this crap up. I just can't. The learning curve has kept me away from Fractal and Kemper. Kemper is really not too bad. It's very similar to the Helix, in my opinion. Once you learn where to push and turn, it's really quite simple. And right now, I just have a few performances called up, and I just have 1 amp. I'm using the morph function to add more gain and more delay on the B state of the same switch. And I think on Sunday I used the Kemper Stage and just had a deluxe reverb profile called up. I had a clean with slightly more gain. And then on switch 2 I had even more gain. And then when I hit it again, it went into like a lead sound. And it's actually, and it worked really, really well. So you can definitely keep things simple on all the units if you desire to, or you can make them as complicated as you want. But yeah, Fractal would give me a headache, not user friendly at all. You definitely need to crack a manual or watch some videos before you dive into Fractal land. But yeah. Moro Boshi Dan. It's a cool name. I guess that's nowadays it's a question of personal preference on UI because all of them sound decent. They definitely sound decent, but they also, I mean, all of them to me sound really good. I can get great sounds out of anything nowadays. And Dan, going back to the beginning of the stream, the reason why I titled the stream the way I did is because I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers nowadays, especially when like there's a new year. They're like, "Oh, is this product now obsolete in 2023 or is it now obsolete in 2025, 2026, 2027?" They're just going to keep the same crap topics every year but just change the date. It's kind of annoying to me. So I'm here to say it's 2024 and you can use whatever you want. And I don't care, and neither should you. If you like a Boss product, great. Go and play. Go play some blues and rock and country and jazz and metal and whatever you want to do with it. It just doesn't matter. I'm out of tune. But anyway, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use my joystick. I did go in and change. Let's do this here. I went in and changed the. You can kind of see me over here, right? I changed the preference to where instead of having to always push the jog or the joystick over, you can just turn it to change the position on the line. And then I also went in and made it to where I'm only using one DSP core to build my preset and not using two different lines. Because when you have gapless switching between presets, which the Helix does, you have to use one core for your blocks and then the other core to essentially call up the next sound and have it be ready and waiting to go. So when you hit the next preset, that one loads and then the next one is ready, just waiting in the wings to get called up. So that's how the Helix gets away with the gapless switching thing. I have no idea how Fractal has done it in the last few months, because before you didn't have gapless switching between anything, really. Is kind of annoying. If you spend all this money for like the top of the class unit and then you don't get gapless switching between anything, it's just dumb. Now there are workarounds that you have to do, like scene controllers and using multiple amps. But on the FM3, which I have, you only get one amp block and one reverb block. So therefore, yeah, you just can't do it. So once you get to the block you want, you just push. And then we're going to scroll down. We're going to choose, we're going to do amp, guitar. And for some reason, I really like the archetype clean and lead sounds. So with that, let's do this. So we're going to go back down to amp as well. And I should be able to add 2 amp heads to this preset. And we're going to do the archetype clean and the archetype lead. We'll go ahead and turn the drive down a little bit. We'll go back to this one and we will bypass it. And then we'll go over 2 more blocks. Push. Really, everything you do is with the joystick is just a push and a turn kind of thing. I'm going to add an IR. And this is going to be, let's just do a 1024 IR. And I have my Doctor McFarland IRs loaded up here. And we'll do, that one should be fine. We'll do a low cut and a high cut. Bring the high cut down to about 5. 5 is good. Low cut about 100. Yeah, man, rock and roll. All right, Andrew says the tile reverb is my favorite reverb on the Helix. I feel like that one is, it's in the reverb one, obviously. Or it's going to be in the legacy. And there's my tile. So let's turn the mix down. Actually, let's turn the mix up, see what it sounds like, and then we can turn it back down. Yeah, it's cool. I am okay with that. Let's turn the high cut down pretty low. The low cut up pretty high. So what that does is it gives you not only a good bathroom sound, it gives you a little sense of just space and ambience, so it's not so dry. We could make this way longer, like that. Bring it back down. Cool. All right, so let's go back here. Let's go to the middle. We're in between there. Let's add a delay, mono, simple delay. I prefer the simple delay. It keeps things simple. As the name. Wow. So I could honestly make some snapshots here and get away with just using a few little things. We can bypass that, go over, turn this on. Yep. Let's bring the treble down, the presence down. Drive up, channel volume. So another cool thing about the Helix, which a few other things do now as well, is we have the channel volume. Let's let me zoom in here a little bit. You don't really need to see all my foot switches anymore. Not really. This is in, that's pretty good. All right, so the channel volume essentially says it's just a master fader that goes up and down. And the master is the actual master volume of the amp. Like if you have a preamp volume and then a master volume, then that's what that one does. But the channel volume on any amplifier is what gives you the ability to kind of match volumes between multiple amps in a preset. Let me roll some bass off. Yeah. All right, I'll name that a little bit later, but for now, it's pretty good. For a lot of fun, let's go down here and let's add a wah-wah. And we'll do the... I like them all, but we'll do the UK wah. You can see my position there. Waka, 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 wah. That's another reason why I like the floor. It has the built-in expression pedal. And it's very robust, very easy to adjust on the side. There's like a little screw in there. You can adjust the tension so you can get the right amount of feel that you like underneath your foot. But for now, we will turn that off. And there is a way to go in and adjust the on-off setting automatically. Either, I think, by the heel or the toe. Possibly the heel. I don't remember at this point. Okay, but that's pretty good. And then let's go ahead and add a compressor. Dynamics. Legacy. We're going to do the tube comp. And essentially this gives you the threshold and the level. Turn the level down. It also shows you the gain reduction right on the screen, which is pretty sweet. Okay. I'm fine with that. And then one more. If we can do it, we're going to go to distortion, mono. We have a lot of these blocked out, but we can add a Scream 808 for some low gain, volume all the way up. All right, now at this point, I can make some snapshots. Let's go ahead and save it. But I'm going to go to my stomps. And let's start adding in on this top row here. A tube comp. This Scream 808 is going to be down here. And I'm going to actually add the Archetype Clean to a channel. But also the lead to a channel as well. So now we have multiple assigned to the same one. And now I can toggle back and forth between the two amps, which is really neat. If you didn't know, you can do that. Okay, let's go over. We don't want to add an IR, but we do want to add the simple delay. Let's do that here. Then maybe the reverb up here. And there we go. So with just those few adjustments, I feel like I can pretty much play any set I want. I don't have a tremolo in there, which I kind of like. But that's fine. Let's check some comments here. Thank you. It does sound pretty good. And I love cleans as well. So let me get some, what is this? This is lemonade. So, February started for me fasting February. And what that means is I essentially wake up and eat. I don't eat a breakfast. I just eat lunch and dinner. I might switch that up tomorrow and have a bigger breakfast and then a smaller lunch and then no dinner, just to kind of switch it up. But so essentially, I'm fasting 16 hours of the day, then eating within an 8-hour window, whether that's an early 8-hour window or a later 8-hour window, whatever that looks like. It doesn't matter. And then I'm also not drinking any soft drinks. Basically no sugary drinks of any kind. And then I am trying to eat as much carnivore style meal as I can. Whenever we have, Taco Tuesday or something, of course we have rice and all that. So I give in a little bit and I have some rice. I might have a tortilla to put all the stuff in. So there's a little bit of carbs going on. But essentially, the goal is to have the least amount of carbs as possible and just live off of beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, if all possible. So I can do chicken as well, any kind of meat. I made a big thing of bacon tonight so I can eat on the rest of the week. Sounds good. Let's save that. I'm going to tune one more time. I do like the tuner. The tuner on the Helix sounds really good. Or not sounds, it works really good. If it had a sound, that'd be weird. But there's just some units out there. Like the Kemper, I think, is one for sure. The Helix floor is one where they just did it right out of the box. Like they did it right from the get-go. And they just didn't need to update it a whole lot. Now, I do find it funny that Fractal keeps coming out with new variations of older hardware like every few years. That's a little annoying. I don't really know why they'd have to do that. Which is another reason why I'd be more prone to just get rid of all the Fractal stuff. And be like, you know what? Other channels can handle all the Fractal stuff. I'm not even going to worry about it. It's not worth my time or money. I do like learning about other units, which is why I've purchased all these Maulers the last year and a half. So that way I can be more informed about when I do use a Headrush or do use a Helix or a Toolmaster Pro. I know what the competition can do, and therefore I have a better judgment on the unit in front of me and whether the features are good, whether the tones are good, the way you interact with the unit is, decent, and you can just make it do whatever you want. It's really funny. Another saying that I've seen thrown around here lately, when people start comparing the Fender Toolmaster Pro to other units that are like 10 years old, they're like, oh, I don't want the Toolmaster Pro because it doesn't have as many updates as all the other units. And I'm like, duh, it's only been out since October. So it's now February. So October, November, December, January, February, like mid-February. So it's only been like 4.5 months since the thing has even been released to the public. And they expect all these amazing updates to just come right out of the box to catch up with Fractal and Kemper and all these other units. And it's not a good argument at all to not buy a Toolmaster Pro. Now, there may be a few little quirks that you don't prefer that it currently does. But, man, what it can do out of the box is really, really good. and it's very fun to interact with. And yeah, so I've seen that from a few people on YouTube making videos, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I just don't like the Toolmaster Pro because it doesn't get as many updates." I'm like, "Dude, it's only been 4.5 months. Calm down. It's gonna get an update. It'll be fine." I just can't. I can't sometimes, man. Just can't do it. You know what, that towel reverb reminds me of, like the 80s type sound, where you kind of have the big arena type sound, but it's also this roomy, like this tight room sound that kind of immerses the guitar tone in general. All right, now what I'm going to do is hit save once. I'm going to change the destination to 12B, and then now we're going to save that as well. So now I can go between 12A and 12B. On 12B, let's make that the clean one. Actually, no, we're going to keep it the way it was. That was going to be dirty. Then 12A is going to be my clean. It's going to have some, it's not going to have delay on there. What do I want to do? I'm going to do this. This one is going to have the modulation on it. We're going to do Legacy. We'll do Opto Tremolo. But not have the mix so high. Or the speed. And maybe, and also when you're adjusting your blocks here, all you have to do is just tap the switch that you want, and that'll bring up your options to adjust, which is really cool. Alright, so now what I've done is I've raised the decay on this tile all the way up. Let's make sure the tails are on. Turn the delay on. Tap the switch. Alright, we're going to save that. We're going to go over to B. Let's dial this one in. I'm going to intentionally leave the delay off. And yeah, so now save it. So we can go back to 12A. So you hear when you can see and hear when I switch to that B preset, my delay keeps going. So that's where you're getting that gapless switching between presets. And then if I wanted to go in even further and adjust some snapshots across the bottom here, You can do that as well. Now you can technically stay on one preset and have multiple snapshots going, like up to 8, and still do very similar things. You could switch between amps. You can change the gain on the amp. You can really do all kinds of stuff. But when you start adjusting time-based effects, there's a little bit of limitation there. If you go from a really high feedbacky, decayed type reverb or delay, then you use the same delay to make a shorter delay, you're not going to get all that spillover. So therefore, if you're going to go that route, it may be better to not have a gapless switching for the presets and just have 2 DSP cores, 1 per line, so you can fill up both lines and have a lot more elements in your one preset, and then just utilize snapshots. But if you like the idea of switching presets and then just using snapshots occasionally to add in other functionality, or going over to stomp view and just turn on and off different stomps when you want, that's definitely an option as well. So right, go back over here. Yeah, I don't know about you, but that works for me. All right, so now let's say, all right, there's my core rhythm sound, right? I'm actually going to go back over to my amp, and let's turn the drive down a little bit more. Okay, something like that. Save it. We'll do this one more time and change the destination to 12C. And then we'll save that. And now I'll turn on the delay, the tube screamer, and even go to the amp and change the parameters there. Back up to like 3 on the drive. Maybe a little bit more mid-range, a little bit more treble, a little less bass. Okay, we'll save that. So now I have 3 different presets. One for clean, one for rhythm, and then one for lead. And there you go. I can now go to my blues jam and I can do some cool, fun stuff, right? DC's in the house. Uh-oh. Overpriced but cool unit. Well, actually, it's not 1K. It's actually $799. The Headrush Core. But you know what? You are entitled to your opinion. Whatever you want. Sometimes I forget to bring a drink. And then my throat gets all dry. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the price difference between a Headrush with its many limitations. Even though it does have a touchscreen, which is cool. It does, quote unquote, have gapless switching, but the change comes on the up switch instead of the down switch. So depending on how quick you are with your foot, you may get a little gap in there, just a little one. So it's not totally gapless, and I know that because I've been using Headrush for many years, and it definitely has gaps in certain situations. Now you can add, depending on the amp, you can really add about 2 amps per preset or per rig, as the Headrush calls them. Rigs on the Headrush is like presets on the Kemper and Helix and Fractal and ToneMaster Pro, stuff like that. But yeah, for $16.99 for the floor unit, you're getting all the switches. You're getting a nice built-in expression pedal. You're getting all the amps, all the effects that Line 6 has ever put out, and which is a lot. It's a lot of options to choose from there. But I agree. I mean, these kind of rigs that I just made right now, I can totally recreate that on the Headrush unit itself. I'll probably come out with a video very soon about doing something similar, of basically defining my limitations of like, all right, here's the amp choices I have, here's the dirt pedals I have, some delay, some reverb, some modulation, and try to create the same exact preset across multiple units and time myself, time it, okay, and see how quickly I can go in and make a deluxe reverb type rig or a preset, maybe a Mesa Boogie type preset, and then just show me making the preset, naming it on the unit itself, not with some kind of editor or anything. And you be the judge of which one you think I either enjoy the most or have maybe the easiest time working around, kind of deal. So, I don't know. All kinds of options there. Huh? Yeah, sure. ToneMaster Pro as well. ToneMaster Pro is also in that $15-$16.99 range. Let's go to Sweetwater and see what they got. Fender ToneMaster Pro. Still $16.99. You could probably call your Sweetwater rep and be like, hey, can you cut me a deal? They'll probably give you $200 off or something. Possibly. If you ask nicely. It's got to be asked nicely, though. You just can't say, hey, give me a deal. It's like, no, you got to, plead and beg. Headrush or ToneMaster Pro? I mean, definitely the $7.99 price tag is really nice. So that's a good first step. And for $7.99, I mean, if you double that, that's $1,600. That's the same price as. So double the price, you're getting in the ToneMaster Pro. And is the user interaction and the features worth double the price of a Headrush core? I don't know. It is pretty cool. It is a very cool unit, guys. I mean, I like it a lot. I like the ToneMaster Pro a lot. Let's just say this. I was given the headrest core for free in exchange for my time for making videos. But I went out. I had to go buy the Toadmaster Pro just to get one because they weren't going to send me one for free for sure. So getting something for free versus going and paying double the price that I would have paid for the free one. I mean, that should tell you something. I mean, either I'm an idiot or it was worth me spending the money to get my hands on one to see what really was, what was the hype about. And I got to tell you, I mean, I really like it. It's a very, very cool unit. There's some tweaks in there I would do with some functionality wise, but it sounds really good. The options are great. I do feel like it's made for not old people, but it's made for those that don't want to read manuals. They like turning the switches as rotary encoders to change things like you would on a real amp. I think it's made for like a simpler minded type player that doesn't want menu diving, doesn't want all the options. They just want a good Fender amp, a few dirt pedals, delays and reverbs, a little modulation, and you go play your country gig or you go play your blues jam or whatever style of music you want. I mean, you can make it do anything, but yeah. The form factor is really nice. I like the depth versus the width of the Toadmaster Pro. Let me just grab it right here. I keep looking over here at it and you don't know what I'm looking at. Oh man, this thing is really heavy. Give to me now. Give to me now. What, the headrest core? Yeah. This thing is nice. This thing is really, really nice. I do like the IEC cable connection on the back. The headrest core has that stupid wall wart thing. It's just dumb. They should have totally put an IEC cable connector on there. That's my personal opinion and also my professional opinion. But they didn't ask me. They're like, "Hey, doctor, what do you think about this new product? Do you think we should put a IEC cable on there?" Yes, you should. Always. Don't give us that stupid wall wart stuff. Because what happens is you're gonna step on it, you're gonna break something, you're gonna have to replace it. It's just a big thing that I don't like. Now, if you had the core on a pedal board that's kind of offset on the back, so you didn't have the ability to step on the little port there, the electrical port, then maybe I would feel better about it. But if I was playing in a band or touring live, and I just had the core on the stage with that little, wall wart sticking out, someone's going to step on it, man. Someone's going to break it. And then you're out the rest of the gig if you don't have a backup because you stepped on your stupid wall wart. At least with the IEC cable, I mean, it's very, very sturdy and you're less likely to break it. Maybe. I mean, I'm sure somebody out there can break it, but But yeah, if I were to play in a band right now, though, and I didn't have the fractal stuff, it would either be the Kemper stage or, quite possibly this Helix right here, because the Helix is a good option. Now, great Vanzini, I wasn't talking about you and, directly. But if you're that kind of person that you like the old style Fender amps or just amps in general, if you're a tube amp guy, this is the ToneMaster Pro is for tube amp guys that want a really easy user interface, but they like the interaction with how they turn the knobs on the amps and the pedals, and they just want to keep things simple. Then I really think the ToneMaster Pro is for those kind of people. And it sounds great instantly out of the box. There's really little you have to do to anything to make it sound good. Yeah, I didn't have any issues with it at all. All the tones I made right out of the box were just great. I didn't have to use any tricks or tips or all these, what typical YouTube guys say, oh, I'm going to use some tips and tricks today. It's like, there's no trick. You take it out of the box, you plug it in, plug your guitar in, turn it on, and drag some things on the screen and start playing. I mean, it's that simple. It is that simple. You don't have to do anything. You just make a preset and wow, it sounds really good. Hey, that was easy. Oh, geez. I'm your biggest fan. I am so sorry. No, that's good. I appreciate that. I'm trying to give words of wisdom and knowledge here. Oh geez, my son just got 8-string Schecter Omen. Oh geez, we might have to start a metal band, DC. Well, you're already in a group, I guess, but Schecter Omen. Oh man. Okay, that one's a 6. Omen 8. Oh geez. That's actually pretty cool. $7.99, dude. $7.99. Why am I wasting my time buying all these Kiesels? Well, I can just get a Schecter for $800. All right, let's see what a Omen 7 is. $549. Oh no. All right, you gotta check this one out. Yeah, the Omen 8. Check this one out here. So this has a Buckeye Burl. What is that? Oh, it was back ordered. Sorry, it's a poplar top. Mahogany body, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, and 2 humbucking pickups. Charcoal. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a bolt-on neck. Oh. Okay. Well, that's fine. Pretty slick, though. I mean, that's for what that is, that's really good price. I don't want to say it's cheap. I'm not sure how they're made, but that's very inexpensive for that kind of options. Very inexpensive. There's some wood stuff going on around those string ends there. There's like some quality control kind of stuff. If you're gonna spend $549 on a guitar, then I want to expect the highest quality out there, but I mean, you do get what you pay for a lot of the times with guitar, but hey, I think it looks good. The Omen 8 for $800. See, that's a burl top. A Kemper, not Kemper, a Kiesel guitar with a burl top. I mean, the top alone would be $800. And they're providing this one instrument for $800. Wow. Please tell me you got the burl top. Please. This is more like a quilted. It says it's a burl top as well. That was painted blue. And then we got the red. I mean, 8 strings. That's a lot of strings, my friend. That's a battle axe, though. That's what I'm talking about. You got one for $300. Oh my gosh. Oh man, they're just giving them away at this point. I'm sure he got one off a marketplace, right? Got one off a marketplace. What's going on here? Yeah. Wow. $300 for an 8-string. Just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. All right, well. All right, well, I'm liking these tones here. So I do have on my website. Let's go to the website real fast. I've created a new merch store that you can check out if you so desire. If you don't desire, then that's fine. But and unfortunately, open link in new tab. I haven't found a way to keep the old tab open while still going to the new one. But here's the merch store. So we got Doctor McFarland Studios on Bonfire. I was using shoot, I don't even know what they're called anymore. They've been around, a Spring Creator, something like that. I don't know. It's where my original Doctor McFarland shirt was made from, or printed from, and I think the quality was kind of low. So I'm trying out a new store. This is Doctor McFarland Studios. The DM Studios is the same that you see here on my little thumbnail there on the screen. I got a hat. I got Audio Surgeon, which is going to be some new services I'm going to provide on the website of slicing and dicing audio, pocketing drums, tuning vocals, mixing, mastering, recording, all kinds of stuff. So I do like the Audio Surgeon logo, though. This thing is pretty sweet. Look at that. So it's got audio waveforms with scalpels pointing at the waveforms, and it says Audio Surgeon. Because I'm the doctor, man. Dr. McFarland, getting surgical with audio. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So if you would like to support the channel in any way possible, especially if you were predestined to rock before the world began, then I have some t-shirt and some hat options for you. But also, if we go to the store here, there's my Inspired by Kemper rigs, fractal presets, which I have a few pulled up there, headrush tone sculpting. But I do have my Helix Studio presets. One-time fee of $20. So if you click on this, Here's a bunch of rigs I already have on there, which is quite a lot. And then I have 11 2023 presets. So there's a bunch I pulled up there. There's a Taco Helix preset, Helix preset 3.5, and Helix beginner presets. So on this page, I will add my the presets I made tonight. So you can download those for a one-time $20 fee, and then continually access all future presets I make on the Helix. So that might be a good deal for you if you don't like Patreon. I don't have a Patreon account. Otherwise, you would pay like $5 a month and then get access to all my rigs and whatever else. But I'm just doing a one-time $20 or one-time fee of whatever the product is. So that way you don't have to worry about monthly subscriptions or yearly subscriptions. You just pay that one-time fee and get that product for life and all future updates for life. So yeah. Actually, let's do something really cool here. Let's do, I like that preset. I'm going to hit save, change the destination to D. Okay, so now I'm over here. And I'm going to go to my reverb. And let's change it to, let's do a hall reverb. Let's crank the decay up. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, let's go over to the delay here. Let's change this one as well. Let's see what options we have. Let's do an Adriatic swell. We could probably go and change out this amp to something else. Let's go to delay, mono. Okay, let's change the swell. Let's go over to Legacy. This is where it all started for me, folks. We have to go to the Auto Volume Echo. This is what I use on the green DL4 pedal. Alright, that works for me. So I can go from this one. Sorry. Let's go back here. Let's touch on, let's touch that one. Make sure the trails are on. Make sure these trails are on. Which they are. Actually, let's go down to the octo. All right, we're gonna save that. Turn the mix up on these. Actually, high cut, pretty low. Take down the channel volume. Yeah. Make sure the trails are on for these things. Cool. I like it. All right, I've been going for about an hour and 18 minutes. Let's give it a 5-minute cap. If you keep asking questions, I'll keep going. But if you don't interact, then we'll just... I'm going to go on to bed. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Let me actually switch guitars real fast. All right, this is not my favorite yet. I mean, it's really high up there, though. I got this guitar after I got my other 7-string, which is over here. Let me show you real fast. This thing. The Kiesel A2 7-string. I really like this, but it has the straight frets. And I wanted to try something with fan frets on it. And I probably should have bought like a Schecter for dirt cheap, but I didn't. I went with Kiesel and spent probably too much money. But I do like the fan fret feel overall. Yeah, I do like it a lot. This one has ash body with a flame maple top, all natural wood, gloss finish. It has a roasted maple neck with some kind of crazy figuring on the rosewood. No, it's not rosewood. It's ebony. It's a type of ebony fretboard. But so I can do all the normal stuff I can on a 6-string, but I can also go. I can get really deep and low on certain chords. Right, stuff like that. Oh, let's go to our compression. Turn it up. like that, so that'll work. I feel like any kind of auto swell sound needs to be a little bit louder. For this one though, let's go to the tremolo and let's go back to let's go to our distortion, mono. Let's turn on the air apparent, which is a good mid-range. Type sound. We'll turn the gain down. Keep the presence up a little bit. We can also turn off the auto volume echo. So that way we have more of an ethereal type rhythm sound. Something like that. You always want to make sure that your bypassed distortion is about the same volume as your engaged distortion. So that way you don't get drastic volume jumps between your clean tone and your dirt and all that stuff. Yeah, it sounds good. Okay. That needs to be turned on. Save that. Go to this one. Save. Okay. Honestly, I mean, I can do a whole set with just those 4 presets right there. Nice and clean, little rhythm. Maybe there is a way to go to my output levels. So I'm going about 3/4 of the way up. That's not quite 3/4 of the way, so let's bring up the level of this preset here. About 2.5. Save that. Let's see what this one's set to. Output. Not too bad, but I'll bring that one up about a dB. Save that. Go to this preset. Alright, that's good. So I basically just level matched each one. something about the roasted maple fretboards on these Kiesels. Ooh, they are so smooth. So smooth. I like them. I can play this guitar all day, honestly. Feels great. Hold my hand. Ooh. All right, let me go to let's see here. Let's go to this. Let me end it with a little jam. I feel like jamming. Now, I've been a really bad boy. I need to go to the last few weeks of 2023 and finish up some backing tracks. And it's already halfway through February, and I haven't made any for the month or the year of 2024. So I technically only had like 2 people buy my backing tracks last year, which I was very bummed about. It's only a one-time $20 fee for the year to access all 52 backing tracks. And then for 2024, I'm going to do it again. So if you want to continue to support music making and my production skills, then that is a way to get a lot of cool backing tracks for a one-time fee and get all kinds of practice options for different keys, different genres, different feels, different tempos. Now I think this year I was going to make it to where it's January is the key of C, February is the key of C sharp, March is the key of D, and so on. Go all the way through go straight through the chromatic scale. But I'm going to change my mind on that. I'm going to do the circle of fifths. So January is going to be C. This month is going to be G. March is going to be D. Then A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, or D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, F. So F is going to be in December, and then it's going to be back to C next January. So it's going to keep it in a good circle of fifths kind of motion. So for each month, you're working in your main 5 keys, which is C, G, D, A, and E. And then toward the end of the year, once you're kind of used to playing in the simple keys, or the most used keys in when you write songs, then later in the year you can start utilizing things like capos, playing in the solos and stuff in other keys that you're not usually accustomed to playing in, like E flat, B flat, C sharp, stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a good way forward. And I'll probably start that more than likely this weekend. I'll just go ahead and sit down for a few hours, crank out some backing tracks to fill up the month of January, fill up the month of February here, and then in March I'll be ready to go for the key of D. The key of D. So if you're interested in doing some practicing, whether you're a saxophone player, guitar player, drummer, whatever you are, and you want to play along with backing tracks, then that'd be a good option for you. But for now, I will go to my 2023 backing tracks. And let's go choose a doozy here. Ah, man. Let's do a metal bomb. The metal bomb. Oh, yeah. Let's see what I got. Okay. Key of E. Turn this music down a little bit. Here we go. Whoops. All right. Fade out. Fade. Doing the fade. Cool. All right. So obviously I need to practice. Practice that a little bit more than I have been. But it's fun. Just, you know, all these backing tracks are 10 minutes long, which gives you plenty of time to just sit there for 10 minutes and practice something, whether that's working on scales, arpeggios, pentatonics, just playing the chords, whatever you want to do. So, yeah, no one's commenting on that fiasco. Either your jaw is dropped from the awesomeness, or you've already clocked out at this point. You're like, oh, what is this guy doing? Both are probably true. This is Boss Groove. I don't even know. Oh yeah, I like this one. This one's cool. I'll work on this. All right, neck pickup. Clean sound. Yeah. Cool. I mean, you don't even have to solo. You can just sit there for 10 minutes straight and just practice going F sharp, D, A, then F sharp. Oh, I'm doing a bar chord now. Okay, cool. I can do bar chords. Just whatever level that you're at in your playing. You just break it down to the simplest form and just work on chords, work on basic scales, work on whatever you want. Here's an E, D, back to F sharp. I can do an F sharp minor up here. Yeah, something like that. All kinds of cool options. 10 minutes at a time. Getting better 10 minutes at a time. Shadows like backing track. Your playing sounds fine. Shadows. I don't know what that is. Is it a dog? Is it a band? Shadow, my dog, likes her backing track. I don't know. So yeah, that is the Kiesel Zeus headless guitar with multi-scale frets, or fan frets, as some people like to call them. Very lightweight. I mean, I can just hold it with one hand, shake it around. Literally just hold it on my neck for hours at a time. I like it. Hank Marvin. Let's look this up. Shadows Band. Shadows Band. The Shadows were an English instrumental rock group who dominated the British popular music charts in the late 50s. I don't think that's what that is. Hank Marvin. I see. The Shadows, 2004, 2010. Yeah, the Shadows. Let me listen to a little bit of this. Oh yeah, that's cool. A little country rockabilly type stuff. That's cool. Yeah, so what Venture's like. You have to be really old. No, I mean I didn't know who they were off the top of my head, but I can definitely go back and I will go back and listen to some of them. Actually, what I'm going to do is I subscribe to Tidal, the streaming service. Oh, come on, Tidal. You going to be that way? There we go. I'm going to look up some Hank Marvin. Hank Marvin and Mark Knopfler. That's cool. Without a word, Hank Marvin. Okay, I'm going to add that to my playlist here so I can check that out a little bit later. Hank Marvin Greatest Hits, 12 tracks. Cool. And there they are, the Shadows. The collection. They kind of give off a. So that's from 1960. Wow. So they definitely have a Buddy Holly, you know, men in suits kind of 60s look to them. So. See, in the month of March, I can do all key of D, but have it be in like the vein of like the Shadows type sound, that kind of rockabilly, country, Buddy Holly type stuff. So that might be neat. All right, I've been going for a lot longer now. Vanzini, are you in the UK? Where are you located? Yeah, there's some good tones there. So I got 4 different presets. I will dial these in a little bit more, name them accordingly, and then add them to the Helix presets product on my website. So if you download these, it'll just be a one-time fee, and you'll get access to all future presets I make as well. So thanks, guys, for watching and for hanging out. Vanzine's from Oregon. Okay, well, so you like British bands, then that's fine. You're well-rounded. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. We will see you next time on the channel next Tuesday for the live stream. Be on the lookout for some pre-made videos the rest of this week. I really gotta get down and do some more headrush stuff, and do my my rig preset building idea across all the different maulers. That'll be fun. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.